joining me in this little practice. So let's get started. Actually, let's give you a little bit of an idea what we're going to do. So we're going to talk about alignment. We're going to talk about mobility and strength building. And I also wanted to say that there are two categories of people to simplify. Some hold too much tension and some are too relaxed. I belong to the more relaxed ones where I need to be aware of my alignment, otherwise I go into lazy mode. And some people are holding too much tension and they need to know about letting go mode. Or there's a combination of everything really in all. A bit of letting go, a bit of strength building, a bit of mindfulness, all helps. Okay, let's get started. I think that's the brightest spot. A bit more brightness in the sky this morning. So let's make myself some room. Yeah, is that a good spot? Oh, yeah, more centered. Okay. So I like to think of, you see my feet? I'm not sure you do. I did a test and it was all fine. That's strange. Going live makes things different. Okay, so yeah, I don't think you see my head there, but I am way back at the wall. But if I lift a bit, you'll see my head, but not my feet. But let's start with the body and my favorite bit, the one I need to be aware of, because if I'm not aware of my pelvis, I go into this mode, big belly, pelvis forward. So if I think of my diamond shape, my pelvis, bottom, sides and belly button, then immediately I go from this to, oh yeah, actually I'm happier here, I'm kind of more alert, more with it. And you'll have your own lazy ways. You might have these lazy ways, or you know, there's all sorts. People have their own particularities, so be aware of that. The pelvis position usually helps because that's your center of mass. The center of mass is here. And I also wanted to use a weight today, so to increase the load, to make so I can work a bit harder. So you don't have to, but you can grab a weight, a heavy book or anything you've got to hand. It also helps feeling the weights more. So I wanted to start with feeling the weights in the heels. So using the weights. Okay, so screen a bit so you can see my feet more. Hopefully, yeah. So tipping the weight. So I want to be in my heel more. So I lift my toes. So my hip is stacked and not forward. So here with my hip forward, actually feel it yourself with your weight especially. So it's more load. I feel it in the front of my knees, more on the ball of my foot and my toes. And if I shift back, lift the toes up from the ball of the foot, my weight has shifted in my heels more. I can relax my toes, relax my kneecaps. You might find that when you go back, your kneecaps go up, your thighs tense. So that's what I was saying earlier, is that a lot of people hold tension in their thighs, in their quadriceps, without realizing it. So they're permanently contracted like this. You can see bulging muscles, kneecaps really tight. So you want to work to release these muscles when they're not needed. When we walk, we're actually with the legs straight, so we use a bit of quadriceps here, and we don't when the leg is bent. But it's also good to, when we're in the stance phase, it's good to let go of these muscles so the hip muscles can do more work. So we'll talk about this in more detail, but for now, you see if you can lift and lower your kneecaps. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, think about tensing the quads and releasing them. Tense, so you're doing it on demand, doing on demand contraction, on demand relaxation. So lift and lower, contract, release, contract, release. You can do it with a breath, contract, release. And if it's still not working, I get my clients to lift their legs straight, leg is straight, because that will automatically contract the quads. And the big thing is when you bring the leg down is think fully relax, let go. So contract and then control it down, all the way down, and release. So hopefully that will help a little bit. If not, I can do more work in the future. Just let me know in the comments if you need more on that. So now shifting the weight left and right. We're going to do some balancing work as well today. So I'm going to have my weight in the middle and then shift the weight right, left. On the screen you might see the other way around because it's like looking in the mirror. But one side, the other side. Doesn't have to be the same side as me, but all right. Shift the weight. And as you go into one leg, notice if your pelvis tends to go out to the side, taking the hip with it, bring it back, put a finger to the side and shift back. You can't shift back to the middle. So if you don't know where the middle is, so you've gone too far one way, there definitely is too far the other way. This is center. Okay, how do I know it's center? Because if I drew a line between my pelvis here at the top front, through the knee, right to the middle of the ankle, that would be a straight line. Whereas here, if I drew a line, it would still be a straight line, but it wouldn't be vertical in relation to the floor. Whereas here, if I drew a line, it would be perpendicular to the floor. Whereas here, it wouldn't be perpendicular. It would create an angle between the floor and my leg. Okay, so let's load. I'm going to load using the weight on that side. That's my strong side. So it's not too difficult. And I've let my other leg float. So as my weight is sinking into the floor with the standing leg, the supporting leg, what's happened is that the pelvis has lifted a tiny bit on the floating leg. It's gone down on this side and floated up. Not too much, you don't want to overdo it, but it's floated a little bit, just enough to create a gap between my foot and the floor so I can take a step. So that's a part of gait. When you transfer the weight and you're on one leg for a bit, actually the more you are on one leg, the better your balance, obviously. You might have heard of double support time. It's when the time you spend on two legs whenever you walk. So ideally it's between 20 and 40%. Mine is about 23%. I'd love to bring it down a little bit, but it's still good. But I'll see after today if it improves. So stand on one leg, holding your weight. So you can hold your weight on the sides just to help it sink down, help that leg really feel heavy. And this leg is floating, it's light, it's not doing anything. It can move forward to the side. Okay, and how do you build strength? Well, you build strength by staying here, by building duration, building endurance in the muscle, or you can do repetition. So every time you bring the leg down, the muscles here relax. So if we press the foot down, in fact, if you feel it even better, or feel the weight really sinking down, these muscles contract here. And as you bring the foot down, they relax. So that's another way of doing it, doing reps. So you can do slow reps or you can do fast reps. So I'm shifting the weight. All I'm doing is shifting the weight. So as I shift the weight, my weight sinks down into the floor. My foot really is making more of an impact, more of a, not an impact, but like a thicker footprint. Imagine you doing it in the sand. the footprint on this foot would kind of be really, really big, really, really deep. And as I bring the foot down, these muscles relax. So they get both. They get contraction and relaxation. So let's try and do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we do the other leg. So we've worked on this leg a lot. Now my weak leg. That'll be more fun. So remember, notice any shift to the right on the right leg. Bring it center, and you can hold it here. You can feel these muscles here. This leg is floating. The waist is still long on this side. You might feel your quadriceps contracting a lot, but just notice. Notice if you're using quadriceps in your balance, or if you're able to transfer some of the work to your hip. So you stay there, it's contracting, bring the foot down and release. It should release, so if it doesn't release, then I suggest massage, foam roll, and spending more time with this leg across, because these are the abductors, they do this action as well. So doing this will bring you more release. If the contraction is still there at rest. So let's do 10 on this side. So you shift the weight, and if it's too much, don't let the leg float up. Simply keep the foot down, but only lightly, touching lightly on the floor. So I'm going to go for it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, it feels easy to me, so I don't know about you, but so I'm going to use a block, so I'm a bit higher. You might not see my head, but hopefully you'll see my feet and my hip. There. Okay, no, the left first, because I've just done right. Give it a rest. So here I'm higher, so my muscles have to work a bit more to keep me balanced, but they relax more here. They lengthen more here. Okay, so here I can also play with a bit of rotation on that leg that's not doing very much rotation in. So the knee is in, that's internal rotation. The knee is pointing out to the side, external rotation, and when the knee points forward, that's neutral. Now notice on the standing leg, if you can, maybe hold to the wall. Is your knee pointing forward, or is it going inward, like pointing towards your big toe? Ideally you want it pointing forward, so if it points towards the big toe, you need to slightly externally rotate, so you put more weight on the outside edge of your foot, and see if that helps. So you let the big toe kind of, you don't press it down as hard, you let the big toe slightly, not lift, but be lighter on the floor. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm putting less weight on the big toe. So if I put more weight on the big toe, my knee will tend to shift. Yeah. So see what you've got. Yeah, and then we can do 12 or 10 with the weights. So I'll put the weights somewhere else. I'll put the weight over my head. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I probably need to do about 50 to feel it, but that would take too long, so I'll do it later. But see, if your muscle feel fatigued even after 5, then stop there. You don't have to. You don't have to do a particular number. Just do the number that works for you. So on this side, let's see if I can do. That's my weaker side. So again, the knee. Check the knee. More weight on the outside. Yeah. without shifting to the side, but you're shifting straight down, not shifting that way, shifting down. I've done about 20. I feel it. Don't really feel it much, but I've got strong muscles there. My weaker muscles are the quads, so we're going to do a bit on the quads. Okay, let's see if you can see my whole body there. It's getting a bit brighter, which is nice. Alright, so at least you can see my quad if you can't see my feet. So quads, if you want more quads, you go forward, then you travel forward, over the toes, and you can stay here. And if you want more glutes, more hamstring, keep shin parallel, still bend the knees, but the weights, your body weight travels to the back of you, to the hamstrings and glutes. So forward and back. You can hold on to the wall, especially for when you take your glutes back behind you, so you don't feel you're going to fall. There, that's more glutes. You can go back, down, 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 more glutes. And then this way is more quads. Actually, there's quads as well here, but more quads here. If you feel it in your knee, you want to shift back to take the load off the front of the knee. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about is feeling the weights when you have an elevation under your heels. So imagine you're wearing shoes with a tiny bit of a heel, not even a heel by most standards. By most people's standards, it would be like a trainer, regular trainer, and feel the weight. Are you able to lift the toes and shift back, or do you feel immediately shifted forward? Experiment with it. I can be in my heels, but my quads have to work really hard to keep me there. And yeah, I can just about do it. And toes down. But if I relax a little bit, my pelvis shifts forward, because I want it here. And to try and feel the difference, you can have one heel up. So I've taken a book, you can take anything else that you've got. So I hope you can see it. I can't see very well. See if you can see what I'm doing. It's right at the bottom of the screen. Let's shift down a bit to be sure. So one foot up, one foot with nothing. And shift the weights left and right. How different does it feel? I feel there's a bit missing in the middle. there's a lack of contact. Yeah, I really don't like it anymore. Even the slightest of heel. But you experiment and see how it goes for you. I feel much more grounded when my heels are touching down. So I've got my bean bag to check that my neck is not being compromised. Especially if I keep looking down. If I look down at my knees, so it's alright for a moment, but I don't want to spend too much time with the neck down in one position. So yeah, that's one way to train the neck muscles, is to carry something on the crown of the head there. And as a reminder, oh yes, I'm still looking down at my knees, especially the knees. Yeah. Especially the knees. So you can use some neck, still keeping the neck long, and use your eyes as well. We tend to forget using the eyes to look down. I've seen it. Okay. So, that's it. We've done 20 minutes, and I'm not looking at the clock, which I should be doing, but here we go. 20 minutes later, I'm enjoying it so much that I would carry on. Thank you for this. I hope you find it helpful, and enjoy your walk today. See you next week. Bye.